Can you play the cello? Cello, cello? Yes. This one, I wish I'd worn those different colors. It's so comfortable. Where did I get this? I can't remember where I got it. This one. Yeah.
Ebola is one of the world's deadliest diseases. Senator Susan Collins is leading the fight to stop Ebola through American innovation. Thanks, Senator Susan Collins.
I thought it was
delivering
cancer.
and supporting life-saving
Cancer,
international aid.
leading cause of death. And the leading cause of cancer is stress. Quick, take an SSRI. You don't want to get cancer. Even though many of them are proven to cause cancer.
How are you guys? How's it feel to be back? No centre call practice this year, but we did our best with court 1.
Look, you know what? I just use the computers. I don't actually know how they work. Just pushing buttons. Look at that. I have no idea about the components or how someone in India can just join in on our class. Well, it's open to the public. I'm not saying, no, we like that. I'm saying that's cool. Live. How is nobody like fucking, right? It's almost like, just non-stop. Spinning out of control. What the fuck are you doing? PBS. You want to do a puppet show? Hey, Mr. Noodles! Dorothy!
gangsters showing them ways to get paid without pushing powder. But pushing power, if they don't know the hood,
Then don't speak unless you're spoken to.
your comments will end up choking you or stomping you. Promise you.
Dig a hole in the middle. Dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the middle. Dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the middle. I'm gonna put you down.
I roll with goons, little homie. They get it poppin'. Click clack, click clack, click clack. Bodies dropping. They were drunk when they missed you, but that was luck. They coming through tomorrow. Shorty cats what's up. Got back, they dang dang. Hit you with the bang bang. Stand over your body and hit you with the same thing. We were tight for a minute, ride the same lane. You switch colors, say goodbye to your brain, man. Thought I was banging your wife, it wasn't me. You got stomped at that party, now that was me. Face to face, only a bitch will trust you. Like gun talk, only the real dude bust you. Don't get rust in your eye in front of your girl, but you been on your Timbos, fuck your world. I bump dudes when I walk in the hood, shit ain't pretty. From the ass to Brick City,
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna get more of that separate stuff. Dig a hole in the middle. I'm gonna put you down. Dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the middle.
Dumb fucks think rap music causes violence. Any albums that made Bush put Iraq to silence. Vietnam, Desert Storm wasn't because of Killer Cam, Mob Deep, 50 Cent, or Game Hey. Chicks be spazzing out, making them crazy. Forget a baby, go half on a 380. Roll that 10-2 and pass that. My songs are like thorns, cause they get all over your
Ass crank. Dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the middle. I'm gonna put you down. Dig a hole in the cocoa ground. I'm gonna put you down. $198, $580 to $583. Oh gosh, we got some
One
good
of my
ones.
favorite parts of this job is the people that I work with. We are on the main turnpike. We're all regular people.
Oh
We're
my
moms,
God.
dads. In the construction zone, the speed really is probably the biggest issue. Average speed is probably closer to 70, 75. Sometimes it's literally just a plastic cone that is separating us from live traffic. Makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up a little bit. One thing I'd like to ask of the motorist is just to give us a break, slow down. I want to get home and see my wife and kids tonight.
Did you really think I wouldn't know?
Put a bridle on one's tongue.
You're doing it amazing.
Put a bridle. How do you put a bridle? A bridle? Put a bridle on one's tongue. Keep one's tongue between one's teeth. I'm biting my tongue. Make no sign. Not let a word escape one. Keep a secret. Not have a word to say. The finger on the lips. Render mute. Stick in one's throat. Padlock on the lips. Padlock. Padlock. Ooh, good one.
When I was growing up, I was a dreamer, not a realist. They said keep dreaming, son, because you'll never be the illest. Now I'm a mix between a realist and a dreamer. I drive a piece of shit, but I'm still dreaming of a beamer. I've sat here long enough, like I was an abandoned building. Walking a tightrope in this world, trying to provide for my children. This world's in recession, bringing me to depression. So meet me at the studio for a 3-hour session to release some aggression. The microphone's a healer, music on my weapons, and I
What an interesting word, Paul. Speak a little louder, I'll never hear words. It's okay. I've worked on my muscle picture a little bit more. I'm so not even close to being finished with it. Yeah, I know. I organize that. It's on the top of my list of things to do. My infrastructure, pessimistic through history. Once conceived, 9 months of mystery. Proof for birth, 4 different certificates, different dates for different bodies, same face. My eyes see through the griefs, belief was a reach. My mom's playing for safety, married to a leash. My confidence was shut down. Standing on the road of love, it got run down. Surrounded by manic imposing threats. 3 times in 2 weeks, I was close to death. Forever playing the game of life with just these roles. Thank you. Some people say that they'll never be heard. Speak a little louder, or they'll never hear words. It's okay. They're probably not listening. Oh, okay, hold on. Yep, got some questions in class. Yeah, that's what happens a lot of times is those people that were doing just a little of the things that, we've explained that, and those are the ones that usually take on all the guilt and want to say they feel threatened by people like us speaking the truth, and our beef ain't with you folks. No, we're going after those motherfuckers right there that you want a bulldog for. Yeah, enough's enough. Back the fuck up, back the fuck down, and pack it the fuck up and get the fuck out of here is my suggestion to you. This is nothing personal. There's a lot of people aware of what's going on. We should be the last of your fucking worries. You understand that? There's a lot of people that have targeted you sick fucks, and we're trying to help you. You can help and call off the hounds pretty easily. And you don't have to watch your back so much and worry about taxpayers paying for you to be protected because you feel threatened by dangerous cartel people or whatever else. Yeah, the over-medicated people you've been fucking with. Yeah, you should be in fear. I would be too. Yeah, it's scary, huh? But yeah, I know, it's like you try to tell them. They don't want to back down, you know? Like, well, we're not backing down either. You understand, our kids are in that burning building. And you want to act like a fucking douchebag and stand around and try to decide who's going to profit from it. Fight over who started the fire. You go right ahead and keep doing that. It's your American right to be a fucking stupid piece of greedy shit. Yeah, we just don't think it's right. No, we'd rather die. We would rather die than live in a world and hang out with people or be around anybody that's hanging out around kids being fucked and tortured and buildings burning, innocent people being killed, and they just want to carry on, get pats on the back, get more funding to help people that are oppressed. You motherfuckers are so fucking gross and stupid. I really hope the proper authorities here wake the fuck up and help these kids. I know that. We're doing our words of the day. What are you doing? Do you know? Hold on. That's it. Do you know who wrote this? Does this sound familiar to you? Parasites and piranhas, electric eels, clapping seals, zeal waters of crimson, salt and steel. Look at that teal. Airs of dust, sand flakes, and enchanting scents that reminds me of glorious bakery times. Anonymous. Yeah. Deciding what colors.
People ask me all the time, does Lawry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Eczema is unpredictable. But you can flare less with Epcalus. A once-monthly treatment for moderate to severe eczema that helps you spend less time managing your symptoms.
Epcalus can deliver real and lasting results, like skin that's far more clear at 1 year.
Don't use if you're allergic to Epcalus. Allergic reactions can occur.
For years, for decades, for centuries, we have struggled and fought.
It is 9:23 a.m. here. 10:04.
Last night I saw a bright red comet in the sky. I asked for its purpose and it gave me a reply. It said, soon come the day master dies, but first you must prepare. Keep our eyes on the prize through the beat of the drum, the light of the fire. We decide to be as free as a bird when it flies, so we ready every axe, sharpen every knife, get our people inside ready and willing to take a life. There'll be none worth saving, soon done slaving, but now we must prepare as usual while we making our plan to reach the promised land of liberation, breaking the chains before the beast them awaken, watching the houses ablaze before they cave in. No more will I please till the sky be forsaken. All praises due, there'll be much celebration. Plantation will be gone by the day's end. I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom.
I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom.
Gonna take this axe and plant it
In your back.
I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom. I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom. Time to be about the challenge. Sitting at the counter to create some counterbalance. Broken windows, folks doing damage just to keep a black man from having a sandwich. Not even that damn famish. Promising Dr. King, hoping I can manage to keep it peaceful in the midst of this evil. It's too much to take. Damn it, I can't stand it. Might be time to go another route. Here come the pigs trying to drag a brother out. Coming with the cuffs, but man, I've had enough. So that fist in the air, just punch him in the mouth. Running through the south, fleeing for my life. Fighting against wrongs, cause we're needing our rights. But every passing law ain't enough for y'all. Whose souls are too dark to even see the light. So I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom. Come on. I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom. We started on this march now. We
Oh,
share this
Black Eternity, yeah.
I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom. I ain't gonna wait no more.
I was looking at it right now.
Freedom songs for the sake of the man.
Good thing I used a pencil.
Learn from the past, there'll be no
Just
more
pencil it in.
marching demons,
Just
the
pencil it
same
in.
as the day that he darkened the shores of our precious, blessed mother continent. Stole our ancestors and put them on the market. They stay fanned in the flames that they spark with the evil intentions they've had from the start. If we still have to fight, then we tear this apart. Peace will be found with a spear through the heart. Another plan is a brother man in power positions. Sisters in greater control of our conditions. When it happens, I doubt you're gonna listen. But consider yourself somehow a Christian. I'm on a mission to take these levels tilted. Straighten it out for all my elders that built it. Don't care whether or not guilt you feel it's not gonna keep us from the freedom we will get. I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom. Come on.
I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom.
Take this system and we kill it, then we flip it and rebuild it. Cause I
Ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom.
I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom. I ain't gonna wait no more. I ain't gonna wait no more. I ain't gonna wait no more to get this freedom.
In the dark, in the cold, in the heat. Holidays, weekends, 24/7. Through Maine's strongest storms, we're always out there, finding solutions.
Susan Collins
keeping the
supported
grid
Trump's
stable.
Medicaid
We don't
cuts.
generate the
Healthcare's
power,
getting
but we
even
do everything it takes to safely deliver it to you. This work takes training, so we teach the next generation. Reliability's improved, and we're working to keep that momentum going. We're here for Maine, because we're Mainers too.
Stop Googling how to start investing. Download eSports instead. Just make an account. Link your debit.
Well, you're most welcome to this talk. Now, in this video, we'll be giving evidence of the systemic distribution of lipid nanoparticles and that it generates spike protein in a range of tissues. Now, this is from this paper here. Detection of vaccine-derived spike protein associated with immune cell inflammation in the heart and the liver. In other words, there's been detection of vaccine-derived spike protein. The presence of the immune cells means there's inflammation in the heart and the liver. This is by an internationally renowned team of scientists. And we noticed that friends of the channel, Dr. Polykritis and Professor Robert Clancy, are co-authors, some of the co-authors in this paper. So, we know that the systemic distribution of the lipid nanoparticles, when we were told it would stay in the deltoid, it doesn't. It goes pretty well everywhere as far as we know, circulating in the blood. And we know that the lipid nanoparticles can attach to the membrane of basically, probably, any cell in the body. Certainly, the testes, the brain, the heart, the kidneys, the liver. These important places, the spike protein can get into these cells because of the nature of the lipid nanoparticle carrying it through the the cell membrane. So for sure in this video we'll be giving evidence of that happens in the heart and liver, but we know it happens all over. In this video we'll be seeing evidence of the myocarditis and the hepatitis, the inflammation of the heart and the liver. We'll give evidence that this autoimmune process is going on causing inflammation and tissue damage. Sadly, the slides we're going to see on this video are for people that are no longer with us, the post-mortem findings. And these problems will apply to all of the genetic vaccines, because this is the body attacking its attacking its own tissues, because its tissues become contaminated with foreign protein. And the immune system sees this foreign protein, in the case of the COVID vaccines, it's a spike protein as a foreign protein, and the body's immune system does its job and tries to destroy these cells, thereby destroying a lot of body cells, with it causing the inflammation and the tissue damage. And it's important to know that if there's any inflammation in the heart, for example, that can cause what you call an electrical ectopic focus. So what that means basically is that there's an area of the heart muscle that is behaving electrically in an improper way, in an unbalanced way, because the heart works on electricity and contracts with electrical stimulation, the depolarization across the cell membranes. So it's basically an electrical activity. Of course, that's supposed to generate what we call sinus rhythm, and that comes from way up in the atrium, the sinoatrial node going down through the conducting pathways. But suppose in the bottom part of the heart, in the ventricles for example, that there's an area of cells that aren't working properly. They can start generating lots and lots of electrical currents. It's sending off lots and lots and lots of impulses to the ventricular heart muscle, to the ventricular myocardium. And that could happen a couple of hundred times a minute. And the ventricle tries to respond to that, but it can't. So instead of contracting rhythmically, because it's trying to respond to this electrical ectopic function, it just flutters, it just fibrillates. And that's what we call ventricular fibrillation. That's a cardiac arrest in the first 9 minutes after that starts. But this is massively important. What evidence are we going to give? Well, we're going to give evidence in this video from histopathology, from looking at the tissues through microscope slides. We'll see that the immune cells are recruited to the area, and this is what the inflammation is. These immune cells are coming to the area, releasing inflammatory cytokines, causing inflammation, killing some of the local tissue cells, and terrifyingly, in the case of the heart, generating abnormal electrical currents which can cause cardiac arrests. And we'll also see that this is definitely from the vaccine. Now, how do we know it's not from natural infection? Well, these histopathological techniques are so clever. The pathologist that did them, what he did was, he had a stain for spike protein and a stain for nucleocapsid protein. Now, the nucleocapsid protein is another protein that you find in the SARS coronavirus 2. So if it's natural infection, you're going to get a range of SARS coronavirus 2 proteins like spike protein and nucleocapsid protein. You'll get both. But if you only get spike protein and no nucleocapsid protein, spike has come from, that means the spike has come from the vaccine and not from the natural infection. So we know that both of these cases that we're going to look at, the slides from the myocarditis and the slides from the hepatitis, are caused by the vaccine, not caused by natural infection. So fascinating video, quite scientific. Let's look at the simplified graphic first, and then we'll look at the histopathology in more detail for those that want to hang around. If you don't want to watch the whole video, basically we now know that the spike protein is produced in the myocardium and in the liver, causing myocarditis and hepatitis and in many other organs as well, because paper is specific to the heart and the liver, and that this is a reason to stop taking these vaccines and all the other mRNA or viral vector vaccines. There's no reason to assume they won't do the same thing, because they're both going to express foreign proteins on the surface of our own cells, which are then going to be attacked by the immune system. So we need a moratorium on the viral vector vaccines and the mRNA vaccines until this problem can be solved, in my view. But watch the evidence for yourself, you decide for yourself. So let's start off with a graphic which is explaining the process. First of all, absolutely fascinating. And the graphic is from this, the graphics we're going to use are from this paper here. So the first one here. So first of all, let's look at the graphic that's describing this in principle, it's describing the cytological, histopathological.
The odds against all probability. They beat Germany. They had to beat Germany. They have beat Germany. They are through. Tears of emotion. A game drenched in drama. Landon. Rock Malone. Indigestion meets now again. The final whistle goes here, and Ecuador are into the round of 32. Back from the brink. An act of escapology.
Cells. In the case of the heart, this will be the myocytes, the myocardial cells. So you imagine this is in the heart, then you see this is the heart, so these are all these grey cells here, the individual heart cells. Here we see the blood. And then the genetic protein making apparatus inside the heart cell that
right?
makes the mRNA. It makes spike protein. So what we see in red here we have whole spike protein. This is whole spike protein. This spike protein is made in the absence of nucleocapsid protein, and we see it there quite clearly. And it adheres to the cell surface membrane. And this is the problem, you see. The immune system recognises this and will destroy the whole cell. So that's one way it's expressed. The next way is a bit more complicated, but what happens is the protein is also degraded here, and we end up with little bits of spike protein there. And that's served up on like a silver platter sort of thing, a serving plate. The immune system recognises. It's called major histocompatibility complex. Well, don't worry about that. The point is that we get the spike protein, whole spike protein there, bits of spike protein there, and both of those are recognised by the immune system. So in other words, the viral material, the viral RNA starts inside the cell, then it's expressed outside the cell code, so it can be seen by the immune system. That's good normally, because it means the viral infected cells will be killed to stop the propagation of the virus, but it's bad in this case, because sadly it means the body's own cells are going to be killed and it's going to be inflammatory processes. So that's what's happening there. Let's carry on looking a bit more. So we see that expressed. Now what we do now is we go on to point B. So point B is down here. So now we see that these cells, have been infected. Here. So these are the infected cells, and we see that they're expressing spike protein. So these genetic materials got into the cell. It's, if you like, conned or manipulated or forced the body's cell to make this foreign protein, and that's now on the surface of the cells here. Now this is recognised by the B cells, the B lymphocytes. Now these B cells, what they do is they produce the antibodies. So they'll produce the antibodies. And the antibodies can then fasten onto these spike proteins. It's a process in immunity that's called opsonization. But what that basically means is the combination of the spike protein and the antibody that's produced by the B cell will label this for autoimmune destruction. So it's labeling the cell for destruction. So that's recognised by the B cell. The B cell produces the antibodies. Also, these cell fragments here, these little cell fragments, that little bit there, just small viral fragments, actually not cell fragments, viral fragments. So these are fragments of basically fragments of the spike protein. That will be recognised in a complicated biochemical way. It's presented on this platter, this MHC, major histocompatibility complex one. It's presented there, and that is what educates and stimulates the CD8 cells. Now these are the lymphocytes here that are the killer cells. So the CD8 cells are the cells that actually do the killing. These are the nasty ones, the killer cells. So these killer cells, once they have been stimulated to recognise the spike protein, next time they see the spike protein, they'll kill the cell. They're cytotoxic killer cells. That's what they do. They're killer lymphocytes. They kill cells. And now they're going to kill cells which are labelled with the part of the spike protein. So any cell that's labelled with this part of the spike protein in future will be killed by these CD8 cells because it's been sensitised. So we see two ways that the immune system is stimulated, or indeed overstimulated by this process. Now the next one is D. Now what we see here, this cell here has actually been destroyed. This cell here has actually been destroyed by the immune system. Or it's committed suicide because it's infected with the virus. So if it commits suicide, it's called apoptosis. If it's eaten by the immune system, that's called phagocytosis. So either way, this cell's been eaten or destroyed, and we've got this cell all in bits. But we see that this cell, as well as containing cell debris, also contains the red bits here, which are spike protein, which of course is the foreign protein. Now the cells that do the eating are called macrophages, macro, big eaters, a specialised type of white blood cell. So these eat these. I mean, macrophages are really useful, so when you've got a bacterial infection, the macrophages will actually eat the bacteria, which is exactly what they want. They eat foreign material, or they'll eat clumped together pieces of viral particles. Macrophages are exactly what we want, the white cells that gobble up and then digest foreign material, therefore eradicating it from the body. It's absolutely vital. But here, as well as eating the cell fragments, well, firstly they shouldn't be any cell fragments because the cells shouldn't have been destroyed or the cells shouldn't have been stimulated to commit apoptosis. Because if a cardiac cell, for example, commits apoptosis, that's really bad news, because this cardiac cell won't regenerate. That's it. It's gone for life. We'll never get that back again. Cardiac cells don't divide. Anyway, this macrophage eats it, but the spike protein here is also processed in the macrophage, and the macrophage also processes this protein and presents it on its own presenter molecule called MHC2, major histocompatibility complex 2. Don't worry too much about this. This is just like the platter that presents it. And in this case, this viral spike protein antigenic fragment, this spike protein fragment, probably only about 6 to 8
don't let it trick you, man.
amino acids long, very, very short. You see what it's stimulating here? That's now educating the CD4 cell.
I mean, either way, right? Imagine like we're dead, don't let
CD4 cells are the T helper cells, the T helper lymphocytes. And the T helper lymphocytes will send off cytokines to recruit all of the inflammatory cells. So that will attract all of the inflammatory cells to this area, making the area inflamed and damaging the tissue even further. It's like an escalating cascade. So for example, we'll recruit eosinophils to the area. Again, the eosinophils are a specialised type of leukocyte, a specialised type of white blood cell, and they will release various proteins and things that damage the cells. Again, normally this is good. We want the viral infected cells killed, but in this case we don't want them killed because they're healthy. We don't want to lose heart cells. So the eosinophils will release cell toxic proteins. And this also increases the whole inflammation in the area. So that's kind of what's going on. So that's the theory. The question is, that's just a graphic, so is this actually backed up by the histopathology? And the answer is it is. This graphic here, this generalised graphic, is actually derived from the actual histopathological slides. Now, Dr. Polycretas is actually going to send us these slides in high resolution, which I'm going to show you when they arrive. But for now, let's just look at the pictures from the paper, from the PDFs, and we'll see that that validates this science that we just ran through here. It validates the inflammatory process caused by the spike protein from the vaccine, not the spike protein and the nucleocapsid protein as you get in the natural infection. So we know that this is caused by the vaccine. This is a real problem. So let's look now at the histopathological proof of this graphic. Now this slide here is the first piece of proof we're going to give. What you see here is in red these are the heart muscle cells. These are the cardiac myocytes. So these are the normal heart cells that do the actual contracting. Absolutely vital, of course. And the blue blobs that we see, you can see there's blue blobs all over the place. Those blue blobs are the immune cells, indicating that there is an inflammatory reaction going on. So really, you want the immune cells to be there when you've got an infection, because the immune cells will eradicate the infection. But this is not caused by infection, it's caused by the presence of the foreign spike protein, because the immune system can't tell the difference between the presence of foreign spike protein and the presence of foreign viruses or bacteria. So we've got all these immune cells accumulating in the heart muscle, and they shouldn't be here. This is an abnormal finding. This is pathological. This is not what we want to see. We see here that the heart is inflamed because of this. All these cells are immune cells. This is really bad news. It should not be like this, because we now have a myocarditis. So what you're looking at here is the combination of the heart muscle cells and the immune cells. This is the picture of myocarditis that the pathologist recognises. Now this picture here, it's a slightly different state. So what we're seeing here is macrophages. So this square one here, that's pointing to macrophages, and the circles are pointing to lymphocytes. So that's the lymphocyte there. So this is a lymphocyte here. We can't tell what sort of lymphocyte it is. It could be a helper cell or a killer cell. And here we're seeing macrophages, the large white blood cells. The macrophages in the liver are called the Kupffer cells, Kupffer, Kupffer cells. So that's what we're seeing there. So evidence of macrophages, increased number of macrophages, and evidence of lymphocytes. So again, clear evidence of myocarditis. Now what we're looking at on this one is this is stained specifically for CD4 plus cells. That is T helper cells, CD helper cells. Interestingly, these helper cells are the ones that are affected in HIV with human immunodeficiency virus causing acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So that's what we're looking at here. These are the CD4. So this stain is specific for the T helper cells, and we know it's these T helper cells that recruit all of the other cells to the area. So as a result of these T helper cells being stimulated, many other immune cells will be attracted to worsen the myocarditis, and these were originally there stimulated by the presence of the spike protein and the the protein fragments of the spike protein. This D is these labelled here. These are the CD8s. These are the killer cells. So here we see a killer lymphocyte, a CD8 cell, and these